This is Joseph Coco. I'm at MoCCAfest 2013 on behalf of Natto Soup, Keep On Truckin', the art process blog. And if you two could introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Liz Reed, Cuddles.
And Jimmy Reed, Cuddles.
Okay, and what brings you to MoCCAfest this year?
We're a mixed media webcomic. We do a drawn comic every Monday and a sculpted diorama every Wednesday. And this is our second time doing MoCCA.
It's in Washington, D.C., and we travel up to this convention right now. It's been great this year.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. And we love meeting all the different artists because every year you get to see like some old faces and always like some new faces. So like part of the fun is exhibiting and then also just going around and checking out everybody's stuff.
Definitely. And you find that having a table is a great way to meet artists rather than stepping around and just approaching people at their tables, or do you find time to go around and meet people and those sort of things?
So the nice thing about having both of us working the table is we can take time to do both.
Yeah, right.
And it's great working next to other artists. We've gotten to know everybody on either side of us at the table, which is fantastic.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, I would definitely encourage people, like if you have art and you want to share it, just put yourself out there and do a table because it gives you a great opportunity to talk about your passion. And then also in return, like the people that come by, like half the time we talk to other people about their projects too because it's just so exciting to like share common interests.
Of course. So I see that you have a variety of things on your table. Was all this inspired by your webcomic, or is it just things you do on the side in order to draw people to your table? Like I guess what's your main thing?
The webcomic's our main thing. So we do a hand-drawn comic on Mondays, like a sculpted diorama on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We contribute to HelloCuddles.com with the diorama on Fridays. Some of the other elements on the table are just kind of self-contained stories that come out of all the brainstorming we do and all the work together.
Yeah, so it's just a mixture of stuff that like is on our comic and then also the side stories. And we always try to take the dioramas from our site and make little versions of them that people can take and have in their house and appreciate. And so every piece that we have in the smaller dioramas is unique and was at one time either on our site or on HelloCuddles.
That's awesome. So are you finding a lot of people coming up recognizing your characters, or it's like an entire process where you familiarize them with your webcomic and that sort of thing, and the physical merchandise actually leads to more webcomic merchandise? I guess which one feeds the other? At MoCCAfest specifically.
I think they feed each other. I mean, just from our time here last year, there were a couple of people who were familiar with us. Coming back this year, there were definitely more people who were familiar with us. So as time goes on and we keep working on the webcomic and being consistent with it, I think we end up seeing the same people as it comes to
Definitely.
But it's growing from there.
Yeah, MoCCA's been very good to us.
Okay, so I take it things are going well for you this year. Have you noticed any improvements with the changes that they've made this year? I know the Society of Illustrators took over MoCCA actually.
Yeah, I love the that was like the first thing I noticed when we came by.
I think that was the first thing everyone noticed. It's funny that it's such a big deal, but it seems to be.
Yeah, and I also like one thing that's really special about MoCCA that I noticed this year is you have volunteers at the end of each row. So if we have something that we need, we just go to our volunteer and they're there to help us. I appreciate that.
Okay, and do you have any advice for other webcomic creators who are considering coming to MoCCA for the first time, and kind of how to prepare themselves, how to establish themselves, what to bring, that sort of thing?
I think just whatever represents you and your art is what's important. I think taking a step to do it is really the big thing, and making sure that you're showing up and being consistent in the work that you're doing. I mean, we have a lot of friends in the webcomic community, and I think the consistency of putting the product out there, that's really what keeps things going.
Yeah.
So representing a webcomic at a table in MoCCA, I mean, our style is a little more tactile, but for comics that are just publishing, I think collecting this volume, bringing their iPads all over the place here, people just showing what they can do.
Yeah, and it's amazing the feedback you get. Like, I think one of the best things that we've experienced coming to these shows is just meeting our Instagram people that we follow us, and Tumblr people. You get to put a name to a face, and it's amazing because it's always like, are you Tom Deaf? Yeah. And like One Steel, like all these different names, and so it's so funny because it's like we're Jody and Liz, but really, out there it's like, yes.
Okay, so you mentioned that, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how do you get people to walk away from your booth and kind of encourage them to follow up and view the webcomic? I know you said some people have iPads walking around and they might check it out kind of after the convention or when things slow down a little bit. But what would you recommend to do to get someone to actually view your webcomic once they step away from the table? How do you get them to remember you?
I think we just try to be friendly and nice with everybody that we talk to, and we're genuinely interested in talking to people, especially at these conventions, because many people here are doing a project of their own. And I think part of it is just our genuine interest in that with other people.
Of course.
But we also send them away with business cards and things, that, just to make sure they remember who we were. But
yeah, of course.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody we talk to, like, we have a story, but they have a story as well. And, like, we've learned so much about people's lives, just, like, asking them questions and talking about their work. And it's always funny how, like, they point to something and then they'll say how they connect to that. And that just starts, like, a conversation there. So, and definitely always have stickers to hand out. That's key.
Okay. So I already asked if you would have any advice for people. Did you have any final thoughts on MoCCAfest this year, or do you have anything you'd like to promote? What's the address for your webcomic, for instance?
I'd say for MoCCAfest, like, they've just done a fantastic job, and we're so thankful that we get to come here, every year and show our stuff. Like, they've been really, really great, and I love the design this year on the shirts and the poster. I'm really into it, all the colors.
And our site's cuddlesandrage.com.
Yeah, check us out.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I hope you have a good MoCCA.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.